Good evening, ladies and gents, and you join me for an impromptu tour of St Martin's without Ludgate. I know absolutely nothing about this church, so the history or description and such like will appear in the description. I'm going to leave my bag there because it will rustle. And that will annoy me. And probably other people. But there we are. The first one is St Mary Magdalene, St Martin, middle one, and St Gregory. Past parishioners. Mrs Elizabeth Chesson, wife to Mr Thomas Chesson of this parish, who departed this life March something 1767, age 19. Also the above, Mr Thomas Chesson, goldsmith, who departed this life October the 27th, 1759, aged 53. That's 1737, his wife, by the way. Here lieth the body of Mrs Anne Preacher, wife of Stephen Preacher of this parish, who departed this life February 22nd, 1753, aged 31. Also the above named Mr Thomas Preacher, who departed this life September the 26th, 1762, aged 55. Likewise, close adjoining this stone on the south side, M. Anne Sainsbury, daughter of the above and wife of Mr Thomas Sainsbury of this parish, who departed this life January 19th, 1776, aged 41. We're very lucky to be able to walk into the London churches and view them and enjoy them like this. Got to try and find if I can leave where I can leave a cash donation. And up there are the galleries where the richer parishioners would have sat, like we've seen at St Botolph's without Aldersgate. Chandelier, the large central brass chandelier, was bought from St Vincent Cathedral in the West Indies in circa 1777. 3 tiers of branches, a large and fine example of brass craftsman's work. How and why did it arrive at St Martin's? That's interesting. That's very interesting. This is what I wanted to... someone said to me about the bell being in this church. I've only come here really on the off chance. I didn't even think that the church would be open this late. Do not put anything on this table. This is not a table, it's a parish chest. Double churchwarden's chair. Unique in this city with its twisted legs and stretchers and scrolled front rail. Initial with the churchwarden 1690 and the sword rest. 18th century. Where is the sword rest and the church? Ah, there we are. They are the two churchwarden's chairs. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? That really is stunning. Lovely. Ouch, that was my ankle. That hurt. Louisa, wife of Benjamin. 8th of August 1822, aged 37. As you can see, people didn't live very long back then. Some of them. But look at the carvings, look on the door and everything. This is lovely. Step back a bit and I can. Hopefully, there we are. And this is what I wanted to have a look at. One of the bells of St Martin's, the gift of William Warren, scrivener, to the parish of St Martin's, Ludgate, without Ludgate, 1683. That's very interesting. Carol told me to look out for that. And you see these chests are known as armada chests, and they often have a false lock on them, like that. You may think that's the lock to unlock it. If you was to lift the bell off, I don't know if this one is like that, but with some of the other ones I've seen, they have a false lock in the top, and some of them are opened with several keys. Scrivener. Let's take some pictures. More parish chests. I think that may be a water cistern, that one. 1779. St M.L., which is St Martin Ludgate, without Ludgate. Mary Ann Isles, youngest daughter of Robert Wells and Sarah Susanna Isles. Later this parish, who died, sincerely lamented by her family, September the 23rd, 1828, aged 14 years. Oh look, there's an old plaque there. Daniel Pinder, Esquire. That's in Latin, that one. 1586. And we have more past parishioners here. I look for the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. Here lies the body of Mr. William Riley, late sexton of this parish, who departed this life November 30th, 1758, aged 75. That is interesting. Here lies the body of Mrs. Anne Owen, wife of Mr. Edmund Owen, citizen and stationer of this parish, who died November the 25th, 1742, aged 45. Mr. Edward Owen, citizen and stationer of this parish, who died June the 30th, 1771, aged 66, in the 66th year of his age. So that's husband and wife there. And this is the sword rest, where the worthies would have, when they come in, they would have put their swords. You see the little thing at the bottom there. Still got the old original pews as well, which is what I like. And then you've got the poor benches at the back. Oh, sorry about that, everyone. I'll have to start switching my phone off. It's a bit difficult for me because I need my phone on, you see, in case anyone needs to get in touch in an emergency, but when I come into church I'll have to just switch it off from now on. Because that is something that is happening with surprising repetitiveness. Just pause to read or take screenshots. And the font. You can zoom in on that rather than leaning over. Inscribed 1693 before the date of the church. The font was previously located in a temporary tabernacle used by the congregation during the rebuilding. A bowl of white marble set on a fluted wooden baluster stem and a square wooden plinth painted to look like stone. Well, it does look like stone as well. Get a picture of that. And you see, it's the front cover is on a chain, and the chain goes up there and along there. So when they want to open the font, they pull that chain. Organ. Then you have more. Thomas Mosley, Arminger. I won't stop and read all the names out because it is getting later and I do not know what time this church closes. I don't wish to keep anyone behind, which I've done before without meaning to. That's the people's coat of arms I'm just photographing. John Perkis, late of the parish merchant. I'm taking photos of these as well, so they will go on. That's very interesting with that chandelier that's come from St Vincent. My step-granddad came from St Vincent. Ragnall Mostyn. Rachel Mostyn. M-O-S-D-I, Rachel Mostyn, late wife of John Mostyn. Paul Stevens. Just photograph that. Oh, and this one's so on where you can't really make much out at all of that one. Yeah. See what would have once been a standing in the gateway to history, ideas and faith. And that's the bells of St. Paul's striking 5 o'clock. We'll just photograph these ones quickly. It's lovely. Well, for an impromptu visit, that turned out very well, didn't it? And who can say no to a lovely London church? Well, I certainly can't. Anyway, I can never resist them. Churchaholic. This does have stained glass, but you can't really see it. Right, I'm just going to pause this while I try and find where you can leave a cash donation. I shall see you all in a minute when we have a look at the outside of the church, which will be an evening view, but here we are. See you all in a minute. Right, that's our visit inside done. And these doors, I assume, would be where you get up into the galleries, probably, or would have got up into the galleries in the old days. I could be wrong. That door is to get you into the bell tower, I assume. They're normally a little high up like that. I'd love to have a look in the bell tower. I do find those kinds of things interesting, but it's generally not allowed. Health and safety and such like. Right, so out into the London Street, I shall cross the road and then you'll get a nice view of the church. So, see you in a minute. And there we are, the Church of St Martin's without Ludgate. Nice woman, she was just locking up and I did keep her a few minutes late, but she said she was doing stuff anyway, so I'm terrible for that, especially if I see one open. Churches of an evening take on a different atmosphere. So, yeah, hope you all enjoyed that one. And that is St Martin's without Ludgate. I will put all the history of the church in the description box. That looks like a Wren jobby, so I should imagine so. The man was prolific, absolutely prolific with the churches that he did rebuild, and the amount. He lived to his 90s, so it was a good age for those days, and he built many churches and other buildings as well, just civic buildings too, but not just churches. And that is ye old London, and we are in the shadow of St Paul's Cathedral. So yeah, some iconic ones there. Hope you all enjoyed that, guys and girls. If you did, please give it a like and a share. Thanks very much for watching.